Hello, so friends, it's your bruddaZen for another Take 10 with Zen, where we take 10 minutes or less to talk about subjects like how we can connect more to the higher realms and the spirit realms, how we can get to know ourselves more, and where I answer questions from my subscribers. So welcome, and today we are going to be talking about fate. What is it? Does it really exist? Let's find out. Well, it's a great question, and it may take a couple of Take 10 with Zen to really give you enough information on it. You know, when you look at fate and we ask, well, if everything's fated, why even come down here if the story's already written? You know, why go through it? Well, I always look at it now from the perspective of like life is an improv play. It's not scripted, but we have themes that we come here to experience, and there's certain people, places, and events that we want to experience, but then we get to put the spin on it through our power of choice, through our free will. So there are some fated things that before we come down here, our soul wants certain things to happen. And there's like 3 different categories of, I would say, fated events or events that happen in our life. Let's look at the first one. The first category would be like a fated event that has to happen at an absolute date, an absolute time. It just must happen for other fated events to unfold for what we wanted to experience when we came here. So that could possibly be like the date of our birth. There's a lot of astrology that we get all these characteristics and these trends and these challenges, these skills. It's like picking a character in a video game. We chose a specific date and time and hour and moment to be born so that we could have all of these things to have during our adventure here. But those are very few and far between, and they're hardly ever a fated event that has to happen at an exact time. That brings us to the second one. Fated events that have a large range of time where that range of dates is impacted by the energy that we're investing or not investing in each moment. Like if we're not focusing on our self-love, other love can take a long time to come to us. Higher vibrational love can take longer to come into our lives. But if we work on our inner self-love, our love vibration increases faster, and that can draw something in sooner. So if we just come in and don't do a whole lot of self-love work, it's going to take a long time for something to arrive, and it'll leave faster as well. But if we are working feverishly on it, investing a lot of our time and energy and effort, then we can have it come into our lives a lot sooner, and it'll be in our lives a lot longer. And then there's the third category, which is things that are not fated at all. You know, we come into life to experience it. And because it's not like an exact scripted, fated, absolute, every moment planned out, we have the very minimum experience that we can experience if we do nothing, if we invest nothing in self-evolution, or we have the highest experience possible coming here. And it all depends where we're at, and what we experience within that range depends totally upon us. We're the ones that decide what energy we come into our lives. We're co-creators. The creator takes our energy, our intentions, and makes them, come true. And it's not what we say necessarily, or, what we tell everyone, but it's our energy that's going out. So we could be thinking, oh, I want this, but if our energy is saying, no, you don't, we're not going to get it, right? So it's like if I'm focusing on what I'm missing in my life, I'm telling the universe, I really enjoy missing things in my life. So the universe goes, all right, so you want to miss more things? Yeah, that's what we're telling them. Or like, I hate things in my life. We're telling the universe, I really enjoy hating things in my life, so bring me more of that. Whenever we fear something will leave our life, our energy is helping repel it. When we're afraid something will come into our life, our energy is going, hey, come here. It's like a little kid who goes into a bakery and, there's donuts and they're looking through the glass counter and they're pointing at this donut. And so the baker gathers up a dozen and hands it to the little kid. And the kid's like, oh, I hate that stuff. It's like, well, why are you pointing at it? Point out what you love and I'll bring you more of that instead, which is if we focus on gratitude, if we focus on unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter, we're telling the universe, I really want more of that, and that's what will come in. That's what manifestation is. That's what intention is. Wherever we're focusing our energy is what we draw into our life. And if we're engaging and we're wanting to know about a relationship with another soul, our energy doesn't overcome theirs. If we're working on our self-love and raising it, but they aren't, we're going to miss each other. Or if they are and we're not, we're going to miss each other. It's when we're both working on our self-love that what draws us into these higher vibrational relationships. Otherwise, if we're keeping our energy, our love energy at a low vibration by focusing on our fears and all those emotions related to fear, then we're inviting in lower vibrational events and people, right? And if we're focusing on our higher vibration, then we're drawing in events and people that are at a higher love vibration. So low experience, high experience, we're constantly fluctuating because we're not like, hitting up here and just having this life of a high vibration every second. That's what we have back home. Boring. We come here for drama. We want this roller coaster. We want to experience things. Maybe we want up here and dive down every once in a while. But, some people have chosen a life down here, and there's nothing that we can do to change their minds and their choices, but give unconditional love. And if that sparks it within them, then they will also raise their love up. Like does attract like, so if we're not raising our vibration to match that of the thing that we're desiring, it can't come to us until we are a match. It's like two sides of a magnet correctly facing each other. I had a great question someone asked, Cheery, thank you for mentioning this to me, because she asked if you are focusing like you're wanting a vehicle, let's say, and you're focusing on wanting to draw that to you, and you're focusing on gratitude, you're raising your love vibration, and you're thankful for the vehicle you do have, or that for the opportunity that's going to come your way. But then you fear something. You fear, that you're going to lose your job, or you fear something. Does that counteract all the work that you're doing, bringing the vehicle to you? Does it just, repel it back away? Well, it was a great question because every moment we're drawing something to us. We're either drawing unconditional love or the fear of losing conditional love, the lower vibrational. So we're always drawing something to us. And when we're drawing the vehicle to us by gratitude, if I turn and start focusing on my fears, I'm not drawing this to myself anymore because I can't push and pull at the same time. I'm either pulling or pushing away, right? I can't do both of those things at the same time. Every moment is just a choice. What energy am I putting out? Am I putting out lower vibrational energy or higher vibrational energy? It's like music. You can't have it blaring and have silence at the same time. It's one or the other, right? So what happens though, is it's like yelling someone's name in a crowd. If you're specifically yelling someone's name, you might get a lot of people turn around, but the person whose name you're calling is going to give you extra attention. So like when I'm sending out unconditional love energy and gratitude and I'm focusing on the car, I have gratitude that I'm putting out and that is drawing in more other things to be grateful for. But if I'm fearing that I'm not going to get the vehicle or some other thing, I'm still not drawing things to me, but I'm drawing that other fear more to me. So hopefully that makes sense, where, we're not specifically drawing or like repelling everything away, but we are, whatever we're fearing, we're pushing further away, or whatever we're specifically focusing on being grateful for, we're drawing in. But everything else, whatever energy we're putting out, is drawing more of that slowly. But more specifically, whatever we focus on is coming faster. So a great question, Cherry, and I'm so glad you asked it. All right, everybody, I'm out of time for this week, but stay tuned next week, because next week we're going to continue the subject and talk about how we have maybe some subconscious force fields that are still repelling things away, even though our mind is saying, I want, I want, I want. Our little inner child down underneath the surface is going, no, you're not going to have that. So if you want to find out some things we can do to overcome that, stay tuned next week. And if you have any other questions on anything that I've talked about in the video, please comment below. Or if you want any other questions answered in future videos, also you can comment down below. Or if you don't want to really put it out there, you can also send me an email to bruddaZen@gmail.com, and I will also include that. And you can tell me if you're wanting, do you want me to just answer you directly, or do you want it part of the video as well? So I'm so excited. Please know, as you guys are going throughout each and every second of every day of your life, that you are unconditionally loved by the Mother and Father of all things. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you again, much love to you. You hang in there, and you take care.